I'm Jordan Belfort, and this is Sales School. If you're a business owner, you don't need me to tell you that running a business is tough. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud-based business system. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/wolf. That's netsuite.com/wolf. You have 10 actual leads per day, okay? Then what happens is, here's the problem. Whether it's in person or over the phone, if you have 10 leads and you go, let's say you're doing a straight on the phone, you got a lead on the phone, now you got to call them back on the phone, right? Guess what? You're not going to get in touch with everybody twice. It sucks. It's a reality. You just can't get someone on the phone a second time, no matter how hard you try. There's many ways to increase that number, but you're not going to get in touch with everyone. So let's say at the end of the day, the reality is that if you write up 10 people, you're only getting 5 of them on the phone, or when you go to the home, they're not there, they don't answer the door, it doesn't work out. So you actually have 5 appointments, individual pitch, little P for pitch. You actually make a sales presentation. And of those 5, let's say your closing rate is 40%. 40% buy, that means that you are closing 2 sales per day. That's your average daily closing rate. 2 sales per day, okay? So let's say your goal, you want to make, let's say in the average sale yields you $500 in commission. That's your sales funnel. That's an example of what a sales funnel. And let's just stick with phone calls all the way, because you see it's all interchangeable, right? But it'll just make it flow faster here, right? So watch what happens if you work backwards here. And this is the power of this. You work backwards. So in other words, if I make $500 on average at every sale I close, and I close 2 sales a day, right? That's $1,000 a day. And let's say a 5-day week, so make it $1,000 a day in commission. That's $5,000 a week. That's it'll take a 50-week year, 2 weeks vacation. That's $250,000 a year annual income. So let's say your goal was to make $250,000 a year. That would be a great way of doing it, right? But let's say it's not. Let's say you want to make double that. How do you do that? Well, the power of the sales funnel is that once you have these numbers worked out, and the key is it takes time. You have to make sure that you have enough data collected over a couple of weeks to make these numbers statistically significant. If you have just one day, it just gets out of whack. That's to normalize over time before you can use this to start making decisions. So one thing is, once you really have these numbers, they're crucial. Now, either you'll have them because you're working with a CRM like a Salesforce.com or some other CRM that actually helps you keep track of this stuff. But if not, you got to keep track of yourself, because this is very important data to have. So let's say you say, I want to make more of this. I want to make $500,000 a year. What do you do? What's the most surefire way to take what you're doing right now and double your income? Well, for sure, you can become an expert at the straight line system. You become a better closer. What's that going to do? Well, it's going to do a couple things. Number one, it's going to bump up this might go from 5 to 3. And also, this decision makers might go from, this will go up slightly, but the decision makers might go from 25 to 18 or 20. So you can raise those numbers by becoming better at what you do. And also, once you actually have these numbers, even more important than that, because that's not really what a sales funnel is about, it's not what's helpful. What's more helpful is that if you find yourself in a slump and you say, what the fuck is wrong? Well, go back and say, wait a second, what's deviated on my funnel? If I'm not closing as many sales, what's the problem? Is the problem that I'm not speaking to as many decision makers? Because if that's the case, well, maybe I have a bad lead source, or maybe I'm not very good at getting through the screen. I got to work on that. If also that dropped, if you had X ratio, once you know your ratio, say what's dropped and why, you could actually analyze the problem. If you notice that all of a sudden you're having a lot of appointments with no closed sales, your pitch needs work. So you can use this to identify what the problems are in your business. But most important of all, in my book, that's important, but most important of all, is that once you really have this number, this whole thing, this whole chart, and you say, I want to double my income this year, you know what the most surefire way to do it is? Simple, right here. Increase the number of dials you make. That's how you make more money, the quickest, most surefire way. All other things be, of course, you want to enhance your skills. You want to learn how to get through more gatekeepers. Yes, all that stuff. But the key is that once you know these numbers, you can set a goal and work backwards. Because let me tell you something. I promise you this number can easily be 200 in a snap. It could be 300 just as well. And sales is a numbers game. No matter what anyone says, don't believe any of the sales is a numbers game. The more people you speak to, the more you close. No times you cast into the ocean, the more fish you're going to catch. Yeah, you can become a better fisherman. You can use better bait. But at the end of the day, all things being equal, you cast more, you make more. Bottom line. Make your sales funnel, keep track of your numbers, and use it like that, guys. And I promise you, Tulip will stand you in good stead forever.